What's up, CEOs? Today we are talking about Georgia and Georgia dealer license process. So get in here, and if you want to be part of this video live, then it goes down live in the Facebook group, Dream Dealership. I'll put the link in the description. Join there. You can join live, get the videos faster, and also be able to get the links that are tied to the video and answer questions. All right, CEOs. So I'm Shamel Leonard. I started the Auto Dealer Business School because when I started my dealership with my husband, I had a hard time. Okay, so I got licensed and I was hitting the ground running and quickly realized that I knew nothing about what I was supposed to do and thought that it would be a good idea to have an auto dealer business school to kind of walk me through what the process was so that I wouldn't make so many mistakes, right? Like, it's kind of an important industry to know about and to not make any mistakes. So I started the Auto Dealer Business School, and today we help people to get licensed and start out with a strong foundation so that you can grow faster to have your dream dealership, which is making a lot of money and also not costing you a lot of time. All right. So today's video is sponsored by Drama Free Licensing VIP. That's where that program is where a licensing agent will do the entire licensing process for you. Okay, so it is done for you. You have some responsibilities, and we go over that with you, such as like taking the pre-licensing class and approving a location, things like that. But the licensing agent will gather all the requirements, all the paperwork needed, complete documents, complete the paperwork, and submit it and follow up on your behalf. And once you are approved, then we give you the step-by-step on how to get started quickly, registering with the auctions, also buying your first car, taxes, tag, and title training, everything you need to be successful. Okay. So if you're interested in drama free licensing, if you're ready to get licensed and you're like, ooh, yes, this is what I need, somebody to just kind of lay it all out in front of me, then I invite you to schedule a strategy session so that we can go over what's the best plan for you. Okay. This video is also sponsored by Dealer License Crash Course. Now, if you're not the done for you type, maybe you want to do it yourself, this is for you. You can complete your dealer license application by yourself, but with a little guide, and it will have the step-by-step process we use to get our application submitted quickly. And then also, it will have everything you need to complete the requirements, like where to get the bond, the insurance, where to take the class, like all the questions that you will have about that. So you can also join that. There will be a link in the description to join Dealer License Crash Course. All right. And right now, actually, I wasn't going to mention this, but we are looking for licensing agents. Now, we are full of licensing agents for Georgia currently, but we are looking for licensing agents for other states. So if you are looking for a side hustle and want to learn more about this business, then I will also put a link for licensing agents in the description as well. Okay. The licensing agents really is, it's turning out to be great for everyone involved. Okay. It's a win-win-win, definitely. All right. So let's get into it. Okay. So this is everything you need to know about the Georgia dealer license. With the most important 10 things that you need to know about the process and the license itself so that you can feel ready and feel like everything has been uncovered and everything is right in front of you so you can make informed decision on what to do in Georgia. Okay. One, Georgia has a few license types. Okay. So let's talk about wholesale first. Georgia does not have a wholesale license anymore. The auto broker license replaced the wholesale license because before the wholesale license just required you to have like an office. And now in Georgia with the auto broker, you can have an office. So I think they were like, why do we have both? Because with the broker, you can wholesale and retail, right? That's actually one of the beauties of being licensed in Georgia is because you can start in the office and you can wholesale and retail. Retail meaning selling to customers, okay? Which is usually a special license. Now, brokers are the same as a retail dealer. So the other license type really is like a retail dealer. Well, it's not really a whole license type, but brokers are the same. They do the exact same thing as retail dealers. The only difference is there's like a differentiator between brokers and retail dealers because brokers don't have inventory on site. That's it. Okay. So if you want to start with a broker, you want to start as a broker, work your way up to a dealership, we got you. All right. And then the other license type they provide is a parts license. Now that is for when you want to do more salvage cars, then you'll need your parts license. Okay. We also do help complete part license applications too. And a lot of dealers get their broker license and their part license at the same time. Okay. So that's a little best practices for you, especially if you know you're going to be doing salvage cars and need rebuilt inspections done. Okay. So those are the license types. Next, after you pick your license type, then the designee, which is the person who has their name on the license, needs a couple of things. So because Georgia is easier than a lot of other states to get your license in, Georgia now requires you to have a Georgia driver's license. Okay. So you cannot complete the entire process in Georgia without having a Georgia driver's license, and the designee needs to have a Georgia driver's license. And you can get through the process without a Georgia driver's license, but when you get to that garage liability policy, that's when they're going to be like, where's your Georgia driver's license? Okay. And say even they miss it there. When you get to the dealer tags, they're going to be like, who got a Georgia driver's license? And then you can't get your dealer tags. And if you don't get dealer tags, you cannot get an auction. So you see, you got to get a Georgia driver's license to apply. All right. And then, so the designee has to have a Georgia driver's license. It would be helpful if the designee has a decent credit score. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the bond is credit score driven. So the higher your score, the lower your bond amount that you'll have to pay. And also the designee should kind of have a decent driving record because the driving record is pulled for the garage liability policy. Okay. So you got to have, if you want to spend the least amount of money, then those are the things that you want to have in place. All right. And then it's also helpful that, if the designee has a criminal history, that the offenses are not like money related or car related, like odometer, fraud or, money laundering or something like that. If that is the case, then the board will most likely require a board meeting. So it doesn't count you out, but you do have to meet with the board and go in front of them and explain what happened, what happened was, right? And then explain how that would never happen again. Okay. Because the dealer license does kind of give you a pass or, give you admission into a very easy fraud kind of situation with the money and the cars. So they just want to make sure that you have left those ways behind you. All right. So those are license types. That's what the designee needs. Remember, when you incorporate a business, you can choose anybody in that corporation to be a designee, and everybody in that corporation has the dealer's license and can act as a dealer. Okay. So just know that. All right. Everybody who's associated with that corporation. So it's not only the designee that can get access to the auctions, etc. It's everybody in that corporation when you register for auctions. Okay. Any questions? Let me know. Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the requirements. So in Georgia, you have to have a pre-licensing class. The location, you can start with an office. There is no home office really that qualifies unless the property is zoned commercial. But if you live in an apartment or a subdivision or something like that, your home is not zoned commercial, it's zoned residential. Okay. If there are other residences around. So a commercial property is probably going to have other commercial properties around. And even then, the office, you cannot pass through it from anywhere else. So you can't go through, the hallway and then the office is in one of the bedrooms. No, It has to be something that's external, that all someone has to do is knock on the door, open the door, walk in, they're in the dealership. All right. So that's the office requirement. Okay. But in Georgia, like I said, you can get an office. Offices run a couple of $100s a month. In drama-free licensing, we help you find a location, so you don't even have to worry about that. Once you get your location, then you have to get some minimal office furniture just to make it seem like you're going to do business there, right? Chairs, desk, phone, locking file cabinet. You want to have a sign so the public has to know how to find you, that you're there. And then you have to have a landline in Georgia. You got to get zoning approval. Okay. That just says, yeah, it's okay to have a broker here or a dealership here. And then you want to register your company, either INC, LLC, or maybe you already have a company registered and you just want to file a DBA. Okay. So in drama-free licensing, VIP, the licensing advisor, which is like the OG of the process, will walk through your options there, like which one is best, INC, LLC, DBA, right? So then, of course, after you incorporate or organize, then you want to get your EIN number, okay? Any questions, let me know, all right? You need a bond. You have to get a bond. A bond is an insurance policy for the public. So if you out here doing something dirty, like taking money, not delivering a car, or not delivering a title, then the customer can file a bond claim. That's why you got to have a bond in place. Now, with a bond, you only pay a percentage of what the bond is if you go through a bond company, or you can put up cash, right? So people who can't get a bond can put up the whole bond in cash. But if you do that, then you have to leave the cash there 2 years after you close down, if you ever close down, okay? Because it has to still be there for any claims that come later after you have closed, all right? Then you got to have a garage liability insurance policy to cover your inventory, because you're going to be driving around in these streets and you got to have insurance, and it covers all your inventory. So when you slap your dealer tag on, then that car is registered and insured to your dealership, all right? And then you got to have a sales tax number. You got to get fingerprints, and Georgia's application is now online, although they are working out some bugs with that process there, okay? But it is a little easier to submit because it's online, so you submit it online. All right, so any questions, let me know. All right, so next, is this a good time to get started? All right. What I want to say about that is this. One, you need to know what your business model is, which is how are you going to make money? Okay. So, a couple of videos ago, we talked about the business model of cash cars and third-party financing, because that is the easiest starting point and the one that makes the most money the fastest. Cash cars and third-party financing. Okay. So if that's the case, if you adopt that business model in your business, then the next thing you want to know in your business model is, well, what cars are you selling? Well, I recommend you sell affordable cars under $15,000, for two reasons. One, they're affordable. So the least expensive the car, the more opportunities there are for people to just come and get it cash. And two, then you don't compete with other dealerships that have big marketing budgets like Carvana, CarMax, etc. Okay. Or at ALM in Georgia. Okay. Because they're going to start selling cars about $15,000 to $20,000 and up. So you don't really want to cross over into their customer base. You want to have your own customer base. And at this price point, the inventory is affordable and you have fast sales because the cars are affordable. Okay. So that is what I recommend is your business model. Affordable cars, cash, and third-party financing. Now, with the economy right now, we have people who are experiencing hardship. Well, when people experience hardship, they still buy cars. They just need financing, which is why financing is the way to go. So you want to make sure you have third-party financing in place so that you can sell them that car and you can receive a lump sum money for your dealership to deposit and keep moving forward. Okay. Also, when people come into cash, they're going to come and buy a car if they need a car, period. they need a car. They're going to get a car. That's our customer base. Okay. Which makes economic hardship times always a good time to sell affordable cars. Any questions? Let me know. So then now there is the question of, well, how do I get these affordable cars at the auction? Because I'm hearing about these auction prices. Yeah, auction prices, they're a little bipolar right now. Okay. And, what that means though is that for me, what I see is that a lot of people just want to buy one kind of car. And so those cars are more expensive. You have to find a niche even at the auction. Okay. And that's what I show you inside of the auction masterclass. All right. So you can figure out where to buy your cars, how to pick them, how to buy your cars, how to get good prices. So the moral of this story is, yes, it is a good time to get started. So then how do you get started? Well, you need some money. Okay. You're going to need about $3,000 to $5,000 for the licensing process. And you're going to need money for inventory, right? So then you add up how many cars you want to have. Your inventory is going to cost a certain amount, which we talked about in the business model. And then you multiply that, understand how much money you need to have. It's good to have about 10 to 20,000. And also we have funding so that you can get up to $400,000 for your business. Okay. And even if you don't get 400,000, if you get 100,000, we show you how to flip that 100,000 into 30,000 profit each month. Okay. So you do the math. One time spend 100,000, 30,000 a month times 12. Yeah, that's some great return on investment. Okay. So if you are looking for funding and, you want to know if you qualify, then I'll put the link for the quick pre-qualify in the description. Okay. No personal details are required for you to qualify. Okay. We're not asking for how much you make or anything like that. We're just going over the general requirements. And then you say yes or no. Okay. And then we'll have the funding agent give you a call. Our funding agent works with 280 lenders or banks, I think. And what that does is because every week there's some credit union or some bank that has some new program. And to be honest, I can't keep up. I need somebody whose whole business is to know exactly where the money is and how to get it. That is the funding agent that we have partnered with. Okay. 280 lenders, they negotiate on your behalf. They pull down the funding. You can do several rounds of funding until you get your desired amount. All right. And it's personal funds deposited into your personal account and within 3 to 5 business days. So you can have this going in a couple of days. All right. So pre-qualify today and see how much money you can get and how to get started. And even if your situation is not perfect, they do have a program to work with not so perfect credit and situations and such. Okay. So moral of the story, pre-qualify if you need funding and if you want to get started. All right. So you get the money, then you need to decide on who's going to be the designee for the dealer license. And then I recommend you join Drama Free Licensing VIP for a head start. You get your licensing agent who will complete the process fast. Time is money. So we understand that. Our goal is to complete everything as fast as possible to save you as much money as possible. All right. So that you're not paying rent unnecessarily. So, that's one goal. The second goal is to get you set up quickly. So as soon as you're licensed, you have everything you need to make the money that you need to make and that you dreamed of this business making. All right. And again, if you're ready to get started, I offer you a free strategy session. I'll put the link in the description so we can talk for about 30 minutes about what's the best plan for you. The business model that I talked about, if you want more detail, we'll go over that there. And at the end of that session, you will get a business plan. Now, I did not use a business plan in my business in the beginning. I thought it was a waste of time. I thought as long as I can get to it, I can make the money, right? I realized that was a hustle mentality and not a CEO mentality. Now I'm starting to use a business plan. A business plan, what it does is it sets boundaries around what your income streams are going to be. And it also sets goals, like how you're going to meet your goals and then what it's going to cost to get you there. So get your business plan, get your free strategy session, start your brokerage or dealership in Georgia today, and provide quality used cars to happy customers, okay, that you feel good about. All right, CEOs, be blessed. I'm always praying for your success, but prayer without works is dead. You got to take action. So if you've decided this is what you want to do in Georgia, then make it happen, okay? Tax season is coming up. So you want to be in place before tax season. Tax season is the time where we get what we gonna get, like we gonna get it in tax season. You want to get the bulk of your money in tax season, as well as be set up and ready to go to be able to help family members and friends. So that means the time to start is now. All right, CEOs, I'll talk to you next time. Let me know if you have any questions. Be blessed.